The spokesman for Vice-President Kashim Shettima, Mr. Stanley Nkwocha, clarified that Shettima's comment at Mohammed Adoke's book launch acknowledged the author's professional conduct during his tenure as Attorney General of the Federation. Nkwocha made the clarification at a news conference in Abuja, explaining that the Vice President's remarks referenced historical events during former President Goodluck Jonathan's administration. Shettima recounted his ordeal under Jonathan's administration during the public presentation of the book titled OPL 245, Inside Story of the $1.3 billion Nigeria oil block, authored by former Minister of Justice Mohammed Adoke.
In the last 4 years of the Jonathan administration, I was the most demonized person. I was the public enemy number one. And there are two gentlemen seated here. Certain decisions are taken in a very rare peace cycle. The President, the Vice President, the Senate President, and the Speaker of the House of Representatives. In one of such conclaves, former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan GCFR, with whom we have shared the sword and have now recalibrated our relationship, was mooting the idea of removing this Borno governor, and Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, the then Speaker of the House of Representatives, had the courage to tell the President that, Your Excellency, you don't have the power to remove an elected councillor. The President was still not convinced. He mooted the idea at the Federal Executive Council. I admire Mr. Mohammed Adoke fundamentally for his courage and for his convictions and for his capacity to stand for what he believes in.
Nkwocha stated that Shettima's remarks did not criticize President Bola Tinubu's actions, which the Vice President and the entire administration fully support without reservation. He also insisted that the situation in Rivers State is not comparable to the Northeast under Jonathan's administration, where violent non-state actors directly challenged Nigeria's sovereignty.
What the Vice President was speaking about was about how the administration of former President Goodluck Jonathan attempted to perpetually remove him from office. Now the word there is remove. Okay, what we have in play in Rivers State now is being want to be juxtaposed with, given the rupture in the media, in some section of the media over this, is that here you have a Vice President who is criticizing, so to speak, or picking holes in the actions of the President. Let me put it for the records, that this Vice President is totally in support of the actions taken in Rivers State. This Vice President has never questioned the action of Mr. President and will never do that. What we have in play today is suspension of a governor, right? Suspension of the government of Sinfubara in Rivers State. It is totally different from the attempted removal of the then Governor Kashim Shettima in Borno State. And I think we must give accolades to the President, because if not for his actions, if not for the bold decision he took in Rivers State, by now nobody would have been discussing about Sinfubara. He would have been perpetually impeached. Impeached means, look, there wouldn't have been any space for him to come back. And so if you have a situation where you have discussions, as it is being alleged, going on to bring him back, I mean, it gives some accolade that, look, that this president exercised wisdom. Because otherwise, by now, Sinfubara would have been gone. And nobody would have been talking about his coming back. Secondly, again, is the calm and peace that has returned to Rivers State ever since this particular president took this action. We have seen stability in Rivers State. We have seen calmness return to Rivers State against the destruction of properties. both at the state level and, of course, some of our national assets being destroyed at that point in time, as against the credible intelligence report too that was at the disposal of Mr. President. So for those who are trying to pitch the heads of Mr. President and his vice, I dare say there is nothing like that. This vice president remains loyal, absolutely loyal, remains committed to the renewable agenda of Mr. President, and will continue to support this president. And let no one be deceived. For each and every member of this administration, from the vice president down to his aides, we are in support, totally in support of the president's actions, no regrets whatsoever.